Let me express my gratitude again to Dr. Alki Sarmiento, the Assistant Dean of CCGE of Angeles University Foundation, who have surrendered to us some of his discussions yesterday, June 16, 2020, which were posted in this YouTube channel. So those discussions of Dr. Alki Sarmiento were from his own YouTube channel. So again, please subscribe to his YouTube channel also, because our purpose is the same, and that is to elevate the criminology profession. So at present, there is another dean who have responded to our invitation by the name of Ricardo Mariano. Ricardo Mariano is my own product. So he's a graduate of USST colleges, or the United School of Science and Technology. And he is the only graduate of USST during my deanship, which I handled from first year to fourth year, who graduated as cum laude. And he proved himself, because when he took the 2011 criminologist licensure examination, his rate in the licensure examination is 0.15% lower than the rate of the number 10 nationwide. After passing the licensure examination, he enrolled and finished his Master of Science in Criminology at Pan Pacific University of the Philippines. And at present, he is taking up Doctor of Philosophy in Criminology at University of the Cordilleras, and Bachelor of Laws at Tarlac State University. This guy is a potential leader in the academy in the future. So he was described by the president of USST Colleges, Dr. Mina Tabamo, as a dedicated employee, and drastically increased his salary just recently. So again, please welcome our speaker, Ricardo Mariano. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. I hope all of us are safe at home and free from the virus. Even so, we are on quarantine. It is good that we have programs such as this so that even if we cannot go to school or to review centers, we can still study at home. By the way, I'm Ricardo Mariano, and our topic for this video is about transnational crimes. Transnational crimes are violations of law that involve more than one country in their planning, execution, or impact. We cannot just say that transnational crimes are crimes that happen in two or more countries, because transnational crimes can happen in one country alone, but its planning can be done in another, and its impact or effect can comprise of two or more countries, especially so in the following example, which is terrorism. Terrorism is the calculated use of violence to create a general climate of fear in a population and thereby to bring about a particular political objective. So when we say terrorism, it is the use of force, violence, in order to make the people fearful of this terrorist group, and so that in turn the government will give in to the demands of the terrorist, whether it be for political purposes, ideological purposes, or religious purposes. Okay. Next up, we have drug trafficking. So drug trafficking is a global illicit trade involving the cultivation, manufacture, distribution, and sale of substances which are subject to drug prohibition laws. So as per this definition, we can see that drug trafficking is not only a problem for our country, but it is a problem worldwide. And it does not only include the selling or pushing of drugs, but it also includes cultivating them in the field, manufacturing them in the laboratory, and the like. Also, of course, drug trafficking is prohibited by law, and in our case, it is prohibited by Republic Act 9165 or the Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Next up, we have money laundering. But do not be misguided by the picture. It does not literally mean that you will wash your money. Okay? But it is similar in a sense that you would have to clean your money so that it will look or it may seem clean. Okay? So money laundering is the illegal process of making large amounts of money generated by a criminal activity such as drug trafficking, terrorist funding, appear to have come from a legitimate source. So of course, when we do crimes, or most of the times, especially transnational crimes, there will be profits. However, the problem is how will these criminals use these profits without being detected by the authorities? The answer to that is money laundering. Okay? They will do ways in order to conceal the illegal origin of their money so that it would seem that it came from a legitimate source. Next is a picture depicting trafficking in persons or human trafficking. So human trafficking refers to the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of persons by means of the threat or use of force or other forms of coercion, of abduction, of fraud, of deception, of the abuse of power or of a position of vulnerability, or of the giving or receiving of payments or benefits to achieve the consent of a person having control over another person for the purpose of exploitation. Actually, human trafficking has three elements. Just like most crimes, there are elements. The first element is from the recruitment up to the receipt of persons, either of those, okay, which is talk about or called the acts. That is the first element, the acts. The second element is the means, okay, or the means. And it starts from the threat up to the giving or receiving of payments or benefits to achieve the consent of a person. Those are the means, or the second element of human trafficking. And third, or the last element, is the purpose. And as stated herein, the purpose of human trafficking is exploitation. Okay? Exploitation can be in the form of sexual exploitation or exploitation in work, such as slavery. Okay? Next, we have the cyber crimes, okay, or also called as computer crimes. It is the use of a computer as an instrument to further illegal ends, such as committing fraud, trafficking in child pornography, and intellectual property, stealing identities, or violating privacy. Uh, it can be added that cybercrime or cybercrimes, aside from being committed through the use of computers as tools for its commission, cybercrimes can also be those wherein the computers serves as targets. Okay, that should be included in its definition. Okay, so of course there are other transnational crimes such as human smuggling, which is different from human trafficking. In human smuggling, the main purpose, or let's go first to human trafficking. The main purpose of human trafficking is for exploitation, while in human smuggling, the purpose is to transfer a person illegally from one country to another. In human trafficking, the transfer of one person from one country to another does not necessarily need to be illegal. Okay? What's illegal in human trafficking is the means, which can be by force, or its purpose, okay, which is for exploitation. Okay, in human trafficking, there is also a time that crossing borders or crossing countries is not necessary, and a very good example of that is the selling of organs. Okay, that is punishable under Republic Act 9208, okay, or the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act. And yan, selling of organs does not necessarily require a person to move from one country to another. Okay? We also have arms trafficking, which is the illegal smuggling of firearms from one place to another in the case of transnational crimes from one country to another. And also environmental crimes, which obviously does not affect one country only, but it affects the entire or the entire world. Okay, so that would be the end of this presentation. And if you like the video and the previous videos, you can click the like button. And if you want to be informed of the new videos that will come up to this channel, The Secrets Criminology Made Easy, you may click the subscribe button. So thank you very much and keep safe.